Welcome to our next adventure with Chemology 411, a podcast about anything and everything. Kim and her guests will take you behind the scenes, behind the story, or behind the bar. So sit back. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened, tray table in its upright position, all carry-ons stored under the seats. But for this adventure, electronic devices must remain on, as we are ready to take off on our next adventure. Introducing Kim Schultz and Chemology 411.
Welcome to episode 5. What is your morning routine and how credit cards can make you money are going to be the topics for this episode. I am Kim Schultz and I'm your adventure coordinator for this show. Let's say hi to my co-host, Tyson Harley.
Hello, Kimmy. Can I call you Kimmy? Have we had enough episodes I can just call you Kimmy? I don't know.
You know, my daycare kids used to call me Kimmy. Kimmy.
Except they sounded like that.
They were like...
They didn't go, hey, Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy.
Hey, no. Kimmy, give me... Sorry, I'll stop that.
I think of Kimmy as a Kimmy Gibbler off of Full House.
Ah, gotcha. So, we have like a small talk session, too, somewhere near. It's kind of the area, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Let's see what's going on. Grab DQ on the way over. Otherwise, we would have started like 30 minutes. Here I grabbed a $6 meal thinking, hey, I'm just going to grab something to eat and then we'll get this done early.
No, I'm going to grab a snack.
Yeah, snack.
Your snack. What was your snack?
Well, I had no idea. I haven't been to Dairy Queen in forever. So you get like a small sundae that's actually pretty big, especially because it's thick. It's like they do the whole turn it upside down thing. So it's in a small plastic bowl, but it's like over twice as tall as the little plastic bowl.
Yeah.
And what was that? A double cheeseburger anyway.
That's onion rings. Snack, people. That's a snack.
We've had plenty of just chatting while I've been So that was fun. And then we've got snow and just enough snow that my mom gave me something. If you haven't seen this before, not just those windshield cover things, but the really nice heavy duty ones that go around your that connect to your rear view. Your side mirrors, and some of them have the little flaps where you can kind of lock it inside your door. Little long flaps,
right?
Called Frost Guard. Highly recommended. But it was snowing just enough that I thought, by the time we get done with this, it might be stuck enough. You just take that and take it off and just kind of flipping around and got a clean windshield. So.
Do you have a garage at your house?
No. Ugh. So I might even leave that on in my parking pad. So I don't know what it's supposed to be like. I know the potential's there for being bad. I don't know.
I was going to say, I think
it was snowing and sticking. Yesterday it snowed a hair, but it didn't stick. Whereas it was, earlier today, I don't know how much you're outside, but it was that kind of really light stuff. Like I'm 9 floors up. At work, and where you can just kind of see it even floating on the updrafts before it goes down, that really light snow.
It had like huge flakes at one point because we could see it at the window. I'm at a meeting this morning at my house, and she was like looking out the window, and I was like, what? She was like, it's really big. And I go, I'd rather have this than an ice storm. Like, you have it sleet and all that stuff.
Different parts of the country, too, it's like it's less likely. Like, I've lived a little south of here. And just the difference between northeast Kansas and like south Kansas can be the difference of whether you're hitting the ice storm area of the country, which is actually much more dangerous.
Yeah,
because it doesn't lay down that soft that stuff that gets packed eventually. It comes down as ice and it sticks and it stays, and you can't see it. It's got that black ice. So I don't think we're going to have anything like that. But all I say is this area, there's not enough hills. We can't ski.
No.
Because there's not enough snow and there's not enough hills. So if it's so that's why I'm not big on it snowing around here.
Well, and
it doesn't really do you a lot of good.
I think we're like professional French toast makers, because I guarantee you the grocery store was hit hard after work, because it was literally, it's not even supposed to accumulate to too much, but I guarantee you everybody went and got 5 gallons of milk, eggs, bread, I mean, it's ridiculous. So I always call it French
6
toast
weeks of
season.
toilet paper?
Yeah, it's like
Just in case.
we might not ever get out of this, and so I call it French toast season because those are what you need for French toast. You have your breakfast, you have your eggs and your bread, and make your French toast. And
Yeah,
it's
so
kind
we'll
of
see. It's not supposed to be anything big, but it is a little early for this area to be getting a little bit of snow. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens. One thing I wouldn't mind mentioning. So, been at a job for I don't know 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 1/3 years, something like that. Found something huge mongus several months ago. Huge mongus, and just people not following the contract. We're talking millions.
ooh,
Millions. And I said, yeah, so about this. But, whenever you have like the momentum, the institutional momentum of a place, you go, man, they better not back down.
right,
Because this is a government and contractor situation. And I was like, man, if they back down on this, then maybe they don't need me very hard. So we did just
Right.
get recent information
yes,
that they're not backing down,
Woohoo!
even though the other side balked enough that it even went to extended meetings and even kind of discussing with legal.
closed door meetings.
Yeah, so I found out today that I did save. I said at one point it was like, what did I figure? 180 fold return on investment of what they
Oh,
paid
wow.
me, what they paid me so far, and I came in as a new position, so pretty good. But
Yeah.
there is kind of a caveat, like there's some other thing that I've got to find out. They're like, yeah, but as long as we can have this little part back. So as far as I know, it doesn't come anywhere near balancing it.
Right.
So we'll see that. But that's great news because
Yeah.
we are talking. I found that mistake that entire departments were missing.
Right.
And said, guys, ran it up the flagpole, and just are they gonna do this? They better do this. Don't wimp out on this. This is you have a
Right.
good basis for this, and we're talking millions, over $10 million.
Oh wow, that's
In
awesome.
between that and 20 million, up closer to 20 million bucks.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice job, Tyson. Woohoo!
Thank you. I bet you I don't get a raise.
Yeah.
Isn't it great when you do something like that? It's like, and thank you for no, I won't get a raise, will I?
Right.
No, but if you want to interview for another position,
Right. Yeah, you can
Great,
go up to
yeah.
a different level.
but if nothing else, as this settles out, I can give an honest summary on a resume somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Especially in an interview, just like, well, I actually found, $20 million error. Oh, okay.
That no one else, yeah.
But-
That's pretty great. I just heard that yesterday, and like I said, it was this morning. It has to settle out so I can see what this other part of the scenario is, where they kind of clawed back on some other aspect, but I'm assuming
Right.
it's not going to come anywhere near balancing that.
Right.
So we'll see.
Well, I mean, on the same note, my cash register operator,
this is
found
good.
a $100 counterfeit bill yesterday. Some girl has been going around all the places trying to get it cashed, and she came into the restaurant when it was our busy time, right at lunch, trying to, rush our person through, and she used the little marker pen and was like, I don't have enough change, I'm sorry, and handed it back to her because we
So
had a
she was
line.
trying to be subtle.
She was trying. She was very subtle. She's just like, take, like whatever. But and then the girl evidently continued on, and
Tried other
we
places.
have like a Facebook group that I actually started probably in like 2008. I started because we all know that I did a lot of stuff for our downtown. I started this group, and so all the business owners that we can find, we add to this group. So immediately when someone shoplifts, someone has an assault, because we've had break-ins, all that news goes in there, so it just goes immediately to all the owners or the managers. And so my brother, we have her on camera So we have a video of it happening.
I've seen the picture. It's a pretty clear picture. I mean, you'd still have to just know who the person was.
Right.
But if you knew who that person was, you would recognize her in the photo.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of exciting. I'm hoping that someone didn't fall for it, and like we
Yeah,
can't
me
keep
too.
we can't keep the money, and we can't say all right and call the police. I don't really know what the right thing for them to do was, and that's probably something that my
I think
brother
you probably came as close as you could because, I mean, it's short of, in a way, you're like, well, no, we can't ever take $100 bills. But on the other hand,
Right.
it let her grab that 100 long enough to at least check it.
Right. Well, there were $10 and $20 bills that were counterfeit going around because my daughter works at a bank, and she called me and she's like, "Mom, there's 10s and 20s going around." So, it's all different kind of bills. I mean, I only carry hundreds.
Yeah, with your name on them.
Yeah,
the special
exactly.
edition.
I make my own. I don't try to cash them or anything, but I do like my wad to look big.
What? All right. So, it's got your name and you're doing like the Alfred E. Newman. What, me? Worry?
No, I'm a Snoop Dogg. I got the
There you
Snoop
go.
Dogg money.
She's doing the little shuffle off of her palm.
I got
thing.
making it rain, making it rain with my money.
But somebody had said on one of your posts or on your brother's post about that, it's like, yeah, some of them supposedly that are newer, the pen doesn't necessarily
Doesn't
work
use
for.
it, yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I
And
just
that's
saw that
probably
somebody
true.
posted.
They're using different paper stuff, but you can always look for the
Right,
the
hold it up to the light
watermark or
thing.
something like that, whatever
Yeah,
it's called.
that'd be pretty hard to if you know all the different parts of it. It would be pretty hard to.
There's like
counterfeit.
12 different parts to the new bills. Like there's so many things that they've had to do it. So that's just to make it before. I mean, first of all, that's fabric. So I mean, it's not paper. And so I don't know how she did a good job. So I was very proud of her for that because we don't have
You don't
money.
just
That's
have
$100 bill, little bitch.
Yeah. And I told you on the way into work, because I work not far from there, and someone was in the elevator talking about that. And I thought that they were saying, "Oh, did you see on Facebook, blah, 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 biggest little town in America type thing."
Right.
And instead it's like, no, this is that this person went to another office, like you said, and tried to could you cash this 100? Not fishy at
Right.
all.
Yeah, she came into us, and I guess she said, Subway couldn't cash this for me. And so she was making it down the way. And so that probably was like okay, like Subway does
you're
a lot
better
more.
than Subway, I'll bet.
We're like a little a salad place, and Subway's is, nonstop. I'm pretty sure they had $100 in cash. They just probably told her the same thing and moved her on.
The other the folks I was listening to said, "Yeah, we could smell her in the hallway." So supposedly, maybe she was like alcoholic.
Yeah.
I don't mean like
Right.
bum stinky. I just mean like alcoholic.
you could do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this show was released on November 5th. Because today's October 30th, so we haven't actually recording this. We have not finished
Days of podcast.
Kimtober.
I wanted to use that Days of Future Past pun I did before, and then I screwed it up. Never mind. Continue.
So we had we start Halloween now like on the 15th of the month. I don't even understand as many events that are around this, and we talked about this I think last time about Halloween.
You did
but
mention it, yeah.
Topeka's is just packed with stuff. But my friend Tim, he is the star of Drive-In Movie Maniacs, and his television show actually plays on Retro TV, Action Channel, and Family Channel. Or you can find him on Facebook under Drive-In Movie Maniacs. And then every Friday on Facebook, you can actually interact with them, and they play a live show there. But then on Retro TV, it's like the midnight show, Friday midnight, and he uses old like from the 70s and 80s and the 60s, black and white, old horror movies. And then him and his team do like some skits in between it.
During the Facebook Live or during the Friday night?
During
TV?
the whole show. So it's actually a recorded television show. So it's kind of like back when, well, I've got Spenguli, or you've got Elvira,
Right.
or you've got some other horror hosts. And so Elvira is actually, I think, was in Kansas City, and he kind of took over that. She stopped, I think, in the
didn't know that.
90s. Yeah, so
But I didn't live in this area of the country at that time. So
right. So she did that. So he does that, and he's getting ready to celebrate actually tomorrow, because last year on Halloween-ish or around, they went national. So they're local television show on TV 25 and the community colleges, and then they went national. So they're like in 42 to 47 states.
So TV 25, I know that's regional, but for the listeners, it's like a supplemental group of channels that's not directly connected or affiliated with the NBC or the ABC or the CBS affiliate, but it is a group of channels that have things like Justice Network and things like that on it, but probably about 11, 10,
There's
9,
12.
9 to 11, 12.
There's 12 channels, and then Retro TV is actually one of their channels, which they can cut
Game
in.
show network type
yeah, we have
thing,
game
or
show,
jewelry
there's
TV, that
jewelry,
type
and
of
there's
stuff.
cars.
So you guys
and
probably have a similar thing in your area.
fishing. I don't know.
But it's digital over the air.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
And
the
they
free
have an
TV. Yeah.
So you could actually go to tv25.tv and anywhere in the United States and see the little truck, hit it, and you've got an app that you can watch all these different TV shows on just for free. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, he had an event at our friends. They have a winery in Leavenworth, Kansas. Leavenworth is known for three things. It's known for
Federal prison. Isn't that
Yeah.
one of them?
Yeah.
We're not going to be one of them?
prison.
Michael Vick was there.
He was
Yeah, dog.
dog. Is that that's the dog? Oh yeah, the
NFL
football
guy
player.
got in trouble because of the dogs, yeah.
So it's prisons, military, and
Yes.
post office. So like they said, I didn't know that.
about
They just
three.
said anybody that walks through the door, someone's going to be either related to an inmate, work at the jail, in the military, married to someone in the military, or same with the post office. That's like their three big things there. It's a real small town. Anyway, Z&M Twisted Winery is down there, and it's been open for a year, and they make incredible wine in their cellar. And so Terrible Tim, his character, went down there, and we got to meet people, and he signed autographs, and he had stuff to give away, and we watched one of his shows. And it was really kind of cool because he actually has Gallagher in one of his shows. When Gallagher was in town, he was at our restaurant. And so I asked Gallagher to...
Did you guys have to buy new stuff afterwards? No?
No, Gallagher was in town that time at the restaurant for a workshop for comedians. But he was here for a few days because he had a casino he was going to do a show. So I said, well, while you're in Topeka, would you record an episode of Drive-In Movie Maniacs? So yes, they did. It actually turned out really, really well. But we took everything outside into the back alley. So in the back alley of Field of Greens, we set up the tables, we put signs, and it's just kind of humorous of why Terrible Tim, he's kind of a skeletal, his makeup, has to go out and sit in the back thing, but then he smashes the salad and smashes the food and stuff. So anyway, Friday night I went down there for that event, and then Saturday I went back down to Kansas City because there's a Turner Rec Center did a huge thing for the kids in the neighborhood. It's kind of a lower income neighborhood. They did a trunk or treat, and then they had a band which was really good. I think they were called like the Sass Monkeys or something. They were really, really good. But then Terrible Tim was there, so I was the photographer with my cell phone, and I was getting these kids to come over and get their picture taken. And the funniest story was, so this grandma, and she had like 5 or 6 kids with her. She was just a dainty little grandma. She picked up his poster, his picture, and I said, do you want me to have him sign that for you? Oh, you think he would? And I was like, yeah, he will. Let's go over there. So I take him over there, and I took a picture of her, him signing autographs. And then a little bit later, she came over and she goes, I'm just going to tell you this, girl. I was telling my granddaughter, that man is sexy. I'm talking sexy. And my granddaughter said to me, Grandma, I don't need to hear such things. She says, I might be old, but I still tingle.
Wait.
to Tingles. I was like, this is freaking awesome.
Okay, so I have seen that show, but, and I guess as a heterosexual male, sometimes you at least know, okay, women like that dude. You know, it's like pretty obvious, right? And otherwise, other times you're like, I would have had no idea.
Well, and
I would have no idea he was tingle-worthy.
Me neither.
Thank you.
But I'll put a link to Driving Movie Maniacs in so you guys can actually see what we're talking
fun.
about. He is hilarious, and I mean it's just his character.
They have fun with the little skits in between.
Yeah, but I took tons of pictures of the kids. Some of them, were scared of him, and some of them weren't. It was just a great time. But I wasn't supposed to do that. I just kind of got called into it. I was at the grocery store. It was kind of like Superman. I sent in. I was like, "Hey, did you get somebody to help you?" And he's like, "No, not yet." And I was like, "I'll be there. I will be there." So I put on my costume, which was a black T-shirt that said, "My Invisible Man costume is broken or malfunctioning." Because I didn't have a costume. I literally had like 20 minutes to get in the car and get down there. So that was fun. It was very interesting. Tomorrow they're actually at the Alcott Center, and that's outside. Oh, we got some music going on here.
Down at the Alcott Center, that was a preview of what.
Yeah.
It's gonna be turned up.
It's gonna be turned up. That's exactly right.
At the Alcott Center.
So anyway, they're doing that. They're outside, and I was like, I'm busy. It's gonna be the high of 44 tomorrow.
It's like, nah. It's all right. It's all right. We need to, do Halloween stuff in Florida or something. Listen, it's not bad this part of the country.
It's not.
Doesn't get anywhere near as cold as it gets elsewhere, so I don't want to sound spoiled as far as that goes. So you got that Halloween stuff. Actual Halloween coming up, which means I'll just, close my curtains and,
I'm doing the same thing.
Maybe watch Netflix in my bedroom with the door closed, so there's definitely no way they think anybody's there.
Well, I have.
I feel bad about that though, because I mentioned this on social media. It's like that used to be the thing, So every kid knows, okay, that's the event.
Yeah, but that's not the way it is anymore.
In both directions, it's like, well, because people know that's not really the event anymore, so it's no big deal to kind of neglect it. You know what I mean? At your house,
right?
Because before, man, it would be. When you and I were growing up, basically every house, or 4 out of 5 houses, and now it's like maybe only 2 out of 7 houses or something.
Right.
It is kind of weird.
We lived out in the country by ourselves, so we had to come into town to go with my cousins, and they lived in their little small houses, which are the freaking best back in the day, because those big houses, there's so much property and the long driveway. So we would we would go 5 blocks up and down and up and down. It was raining, snowing. It did not matter. We were going out there. My mom would be sitting in the car, and she'd just drive with us.
And the other thing is, what's really dorky about being a kid in Halloween in cold weather areas? Okay, like Batman does not wear a coat over his.
Right.
Mom.
Yeah.
Batman doesn't wear a parka.
I can't I'm not wearing a coat.
And then, 1/3 through the night, the kids got those really lame masks. And at some point, it just goes, you just forget about it. The face is up on top of the head.
Right,
right. They're tired of having to look through the holes.
Yeah, this plastic
Yeah,
mask.
I'm Batman, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What you got. And then when you're a kid and the first time you hear trick, and you'd never pieced together that actually meant anything.
Yeah, like what?
You just thought trick or treat meant I can have some food, right? And they're like, "Well, let's see a trick." You're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, give me candy.
Can you juggle? No, I can't juggle.
Exactly.
Tap dance.
I have to work for candy.
We have something going through with work, where you can, put some little lantern on your cube wall so the kids coming around know they can get. So I gotta get some candy tonight, so I have some for tomorrow. And I'm just gonna get a bunch extra. That'll be my excuse.
Exactly.
I mean, I mean, I got 10 pounds of Reese's. I just thought there's going to be a lot of kids coming through.
Okay, so I'm cheap. I go the day after. I'm like,
a good point,
then I
too.
go like this. It was half price. How do you not buy it?
Yeah, so just buy a bunch of stuff kids don't want, but you know you really like, whatever it would be. Yeah, we'll have to think of, you know what would be a good one for social media? Favorite Halloween candies.
Ooh,
Especially if it
yes.
was unusual. Do you remember those, what are those, like butter, is something butter?
Oh, those like the butter bricks, like the
what did
they were
call
peanut
those?
butter. They were peanut butter, but they had like
They were kind of like
brown,
hard,
like oh my gosh, I can see them. And when you broke them apart, they kind of like
sometimes it'd be hard, sometimes it'd be a little bendy.
It was kind of like in the middle of a peanut butter Butterfinger, but it was just it was light brown and brown.
No. Well, I meant the thing that's almost like a hard taffy, but it wasn't taffy. It was more like butterish.
Oh, the Bit of Honeys.
Bit of Honeys. That's
we were
what I was
on the
thinking
wrong. I was on the other
See,
stuff.
now,
yeah.
if you weren't careful, you'd lose your cavities having a bit of honeys.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Like, it'd be like, looking your bit of honey that you'd chewed a little bit and realize, my mom's going to have to do some expensive dental work.
That's good. That was an expensive piece of candy.
Why is there mercury in this bit of honey? It's not a bit of mercury. It is now.
It is now. Yeah. I know my mom was having problems with her teeth, and she goes, "Oh, I can't." We were at the Grape Escape, and we had different things there, and she was just like, "I can't. I already have something wrong with my teeth. I don't need to mess them up anymore." And I'm thinking, "Oh man, like I don't want to get to that point." And now I'm very cautious on my things, but I have all my crowns.
The incentives to keep your dental
keep it up so you can eat candy.
Up to date, so I can eat candy. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Gotta have incentives to stay healthy, I guess.
Hey. So Sunday, going on to Sunday, was my potluck dinner. So I do a potluck every fourth Sunday of October.
Still Kimtober.
It's still Kimtober, but what it is it makes me have to clean my house. And so I started my declutter challenge, which was supposed to be done by like October 15th. It was completed October 27th on Sunday when cleaned out my refrigerator. So I have all my pictures that I took before and after. Every cabinet got everything taken out, everything reorganized. I got rid of stuff. Good. So I was very excited about that. So I took that off my vision board. I was like, that declutter challenge is over. I got to put another one up because I've got this utility room downstairs.
Did you declutter your vision board? Because that would be like next level.
I did. I took 3 things off my vision board. I increased my hourly wage. I started the podcast, and I got my declutter challenge finished. So that was 3 things. I have not got my 10,000 listens on my podcast. I think that one's going to be there for a while. But I think once we get more going and I can promote more, because I kind of want to have a library. So I'm not doing too much with it right now.
I mean, once you have
I kind of want to have it.
Dozen,
yeah.
So people can go binge if they want.
Right. I don't want them just to hear one. And then I want them to be like, didn't like that one. Go to the next one. Like, didn't like that one.
Nah, man. Just stick with it, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna get better. So anyway, that was my vision board. So the other day I was actually in a meeting and someone said, "What is your morning routine?" And now I don't know. My morning routine literally changes, either by season or by job. So I never wake up to an alarm. There is no alarm that wakes me up. When I wake up, that's when I wake up. There's times that my body will wake me up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, every morning. And I'm not tired to go back to sleep. So I start my day at 5:30 in the morning. I go out and I walk 5 miles because it's in the summer or something, or I go to the gym real early. I get going. But then I'm in bed by like 9 o'clock. So I have that. I do that schedule for a while, and all of a sudden, I don't wake up until 7:30, and I'm like, okay, well, let's start the day at 7:30, and so today's morning schedule that I have, which it'll change because this weekend is daylight savings time, perversal or whatever, so we're gonna fall back.
You said it right. It sounded like you said perversal.
Perversal?
That's
reversal.
A perversal of nature.
It's a reversal of whatever we did. And so I get up and my alarm, I have no alarm, so my body wakes me up, and I look at the clock, and if it's any time before like 7:30, I just lay back down, and I'm thinking I don't need to get up, and so I kind of lay there. If it's like 6 o'clock, like I think last night I woke up like at 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, you got to go back to sleep, girl. And I went back to sleep until like 7:30. So I get up like at 8. I do my meditation every morning.
High five.
I
That's
know.
a good habit, guys.
I did 3 of them this morning because the first one I did was a minute. It was like a minute of this. And I was like,
You know, guys,
a minute?
there literally are like, hey, let's, as an approach, there is a philosophy out there that something is better than nothing. And
Yep.
even, you know, there are literally little programs to go do, I don't know, 2 to 5 minutes of meditation out there.
yeah, well, this was a minute. And then I did.
I don't know how it works well for
It was
me
more
coming for more,
breathing.
but I do believe it's a good start.
It
You
is.
don't have to be so intimidated. I think anybody who ever starts meditation probably understands its value if you've tried it for any period of time.
I have to. I
Even if
swear
you
by
don't
it.
stay with it,
Right.
you realize, man, I really should do that forever.
I swear by it because my minute was not enough for me. It was just a real quick breathing one, and so the next one was 7 minutes. So they talked a little bit, got comfortable, and then they said this is a breathing exercise. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. In for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. And then they said, do that for 5 minutes. And it was just done. And all I did was breathe for 4, held for 7, out for 8. And then it just goes, bong. And then it just says, go back to your body, feel your body, blah, blah, blah. But that wasn't enough because today was my 9:30 meeting, meaning I didn't get to go to the gym and I didn't have enough time to do my yoga. So I went online to YouTube and I wanted one that was about 15 minutes and I found one that was for anger. Now I'm not.
Oh, and a meditate. For a second, I thought you were going to say exercise. You're saying
just
let me go
another
ahead and do-
meditation. I
Okay.
wanted because I was like I did that, but I wanted to do one. And so I found one that was like 18 minutes long and it was for anger. Now, I'm not an angry person, but I'm angry at particular things that are happening in my community. And I'm obsessing with it. So I'm
Right.
trying to disconnect myself, but I'm obsessing with it. So I
I
started
just want you
that
to know,
one.
can I pause you for a second? Uh-huh. No, you're on the anger thing, so I don't want to let you miss your place. This is how good she's getting at podcasting, folks. From the corner of her eye. We're looking straight at the microphone. The corner of her eye, she sees the screen where the recording software is on. Dim slightly. Bam, the hand goes over and
Boom.
just touches the touchpad just to get it to undim. Then she keeps talking.
I got superpowers.
Like, I'm talking
I'm a
to you,
mom.
man.
I got eyes in
Practically,
the back of my
professionally.
head.
Just keep talking. Wiggle, wiggle.
That's very true.
So anyway, you're back to your 15-minute anger thing.
Yeah, my anger thing.
I didn't want to.
And
you're talking about angry about the.
Right, I'm just,
just
I'm
have
angry
some
about
things
things
that
that are
irritate you,
happening,
yeah.
and things. It's really bothering me, and I'm trying to let go as best as possible. And so I sat down and I did this, and I'm not like it's like find the anger, and it's not really anger; it's disappointment more. But I just did
Yeah.
it, and I just thought about it, and focused on the anger, and so it was like 15 minutes. My eyes are closed. I'm sitting on my couch and I'm just doing it. You can vision the anger. You can all this kind of stuff. And I got done. And I opened my eyes. I'm just sitting there. And I grabbed my phone and I just started unfollowing all the negativity that was bothering me. Because before I was like, I really kind of need to know what's going on. I need to be ahead of the game. I'm like, nope. I don't unfriend. I unfollow. And I unfollowed it all because it's very hard for me to watch people do all the stuff that you've been doing and them ignore you and act like they have created this whole new thing.
So can I ask you a question about that meditation thing? Because I think it ties into something that I've noticed with meditation. Did that particularly try to narrate you to that 15-minute session or whatever it was, or 18? Or did it just kind of talk about releasing your anger, and that just came naturally to you after that?
It was refocusing, and it was.
So your unfriending thing was just something you suddenly felt like doing afterwards.
Well, and it was like it's more. It had more to do with when you get into that spot where you start to get anger. It was telling you how to pull it back and not react to the anger. And my thing was, in my brain, you get angry because you're pulled into a situation. If you can't see that situation, then why? I'm not going to get angry, or I'm not going to get hurt or upset. So I need to get rid of it, and you can't get rid of it.
As they
totally.
say, anger, to your point, is really kind of, I'm probably not saying this right, but it's based, you said disappointment, but also based on feeling hurt.
Right.
So you can be angry because you expected that person would treat you better.
Exactly.
It's really because you're hurt, or that the community should have done better and should have known better that as an important member, someone who really had their heart in something, that they should have paid more attention to before it got to that spot.
Right.
But the reason I brought up the idea of you saying, you know what, I just feel like doing this now, and I wondered whether it specifically is because what I've noticed, just a quick 30 seconds, is that when I have done a long amount of medication, well, you can do that too.
Yeah, exactly. Different results.
Meditation. But when I have done meditation for a good cycle, there are things that you keep down and you don't let your subconscious think about.
Right.
And instead you do what they would say monkey mind. Mm-hmm. And you just think of everything. And part of the reason you're trying to think of everything is, brother, and interrupt yourself some more, and then interrupt yourself after that, is because you don't want to get to those things.
Right.
So when you empty your mind just fairly regularly, it's not even that you think about those things consciously that you should have thought about. It's just that they kind of surface better.
Right.
And I had said, don't make fun of me, guys. I'm an adult male. But I would even find myself sometimes getting emotional and not knowing why.
Right.
And it's because you're letting some of that stuff not just be smashed down so much.
Right.
So that's why I wondered whether they were giving you that specific direction.
I don't
think... And it didn't. It came to you.
It just came to me. What basically, it was just like how to handle it. And in my brain, it just came. It's just like, this is the right thing to do. You've just been putting it off. Just do it. And I think, you want to disconnect. It's kind of like a relationship. And, I should follow my own advice, but when you're in a relationship, and let's say that you're married and you decide you want a divorce, and so you come to me and you like this, you know what? I've had it. You know what he did? He left the Coke can. This is a true story. He left the Coke can in the sink, and I went to go get a Jell-O pudding, and there was one left, and he didn't even throw away the cardboard part of it. I've had it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is horrible. You know what? Kick him out. Just get him gone. And they're like, I know, it's ridiculous. And I said, let me ask you this. You're only ready to let go of a relationship when you're ready to let go of everything. Are you ready to let go of everything? What do you mean? Can he have the TV? No. Can he have the house? No. Can he have this? No. Then you're not ready for a divorce. You're really not ready for a divorce. You're just looking for an out for a situation, and you think divorce is it. But when you're fighting over a television and when you're fighting over it, trust me. And that's kind of where I was at here. It's like, I need to let it go. No, I'm not ready to let it go yet, but you need to let it go. No, but I'm only, it's kind of like even being an alcoholic. I'm only just going to drink beer. I'm not going to drink this. I'm just going to drink one. And that's kind of where I was at. So when I got done this morning, I was just like, oh, screw this. I need to really move on. And so I need to start doing the disconnect. And you know what? They're not doing anything wrong.
But Kim, if you move to big city far away, we won't be able to do podcasts no more.
I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I'm not leaving. I'm saying that, and they're not even doing anything wrong. They're not purposely doing something to hurt me. I do not like what they're doing. There's just a difference there. So they can continue doing what they need to do. I just can't watch it. It's kind of, I just can't do it. I can't watch what's happening. So I unfollowed them, which was a really big step for me. And it was from this morning meditation, it was perfectly clear. This is what has to happen. And so that's what I did. So clarity, and I feel so much better during the day. My whole attitude just by breathing, and grounding myself. I've been doing this for about a month now, and I've meditated every day. I've got on my Alexa app. I've got my little meditation that I do there, and if it's worthwhile, then I go to YouTube and I have a 10-minute one that I do there. because they're totally different, but I still want to get at least 10 to 15 minutes. I can't do anything that crazy because it's in the morning. Then I do my yoga or my workout, and then I move on with my day. So that's kind of what my morning is.
Morning routine. My morning routine, if we can, we have very long.
No,
Is this thing on? Do we have very long? So my morning routine is, oh crap, I got 7 minutes. And then I'm in my car. So sorry. That's an exaggeration, but you get the picture.
When I have a job.
Because I'll be like, okay, snooze. You know what? I could still probably, shouldn't be a problem. Snooze. So I do not get up early. I don't. But I also stay up late.
Yeah.
And I do have a regular job, so there's no good excuse. Like you have a non-standard working hours, so...
Yeah, kind of. When I have that kind of a job, I'm the exact same way. I did not meditate, nor do yoga, nor work out. I laid in bed, and I looked at the clock, and I'm thinking, okay, so it's only going to take me like 9 minutes to get ready. So I still have 4 more minutes to lay here. And then I lay there for 4 minutes, and then I get up.
We talk about how different we are, but that's exactly the same.
I get up.
You're like, I can do the math.
Wet my hair down, put it in a ponytail, slap on a little bit of makeup, throw on some clothes.
We're not exactly the same then.
And then no makeup.
Oh, no clothes. Oh. No ponytail, no makeup.
And then I go off to work. And then when I was with my daughter, she had to be at school at like 6 o'clock in the morning for band practice when she was in high school. I literally got up in the winter because this is, after summer. I had this really huge pair of sweatpants. I would put the sweatpants over my pajamas. I put the sweatshirt over my pajamas. I threw on some shoes, got in the car, drove her to school at like 6 o'clock in the morning, came home, back to bed I went. I was like, I am not up for this yet. I don't need to be up yet. I don't have to be up until like 8 or 9.
It doesn't mean
she got there. And then but I did have an extra pair of clothes in the car when it was snowing. In case something were to happen, I could go back and I could so I wouldn't die with my slippers on or something. I had shoes and socks and all that stuff. I'd put it on later.
There's some kind of a book title in there.
I know. There's some. I don't know. But anyway, all right, let's get on to the topic today. How credit cards can make you money. So
wait, what?
What? But first, let's take a break to listen to our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, it's that time of the year when we are overbooked and not enough time in the day to get all the fun things done. Holiday season is here, and do I have a great way to help you connect with family, friends, and even clients? Greeting cards used to be huge before technology came in and made so many things very impersonable. Then my friend Cody Bateman came up with a great product that would bring sexy back. Oh, wait, that was Justin Timberlake. Cody brought back greeting cards with a twist. Using an app from your phone, tablet, laptop, or computer, you can make a personalized greeting card for less than $5, including the printing, the stuffing the envelope, and postage. You just download our app on your phone, set up an account, and start changing the world one card at a time. Now that alone is awesome, but it doesn't stop there. You can also send gifts, like brownies, jewelry, toys, and much more, just with one click. My team would love to show you how to use the app and get you started today. This is also a great business tool to help build relationships, so everyone needs this app on their phone. The app is free, and you only have to pay for the cards and gifts you send. We do have monthly packages that bring the total of your heartfelt cards down to around $1.50. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description of this podcast and get started today. You can also email us, and we will set up a meeting to show you how easy it is to send personalized greeting cards. You can also send us your mailing address in our Facebook page, Selfie Cards Matter. We will send you a card. Let us help you make this holiday season the best one yet. Welcome back. Like we said before the break, we're going to talk about how to make money on your credit cards. First of all, if you are
Be one of those like infomercial audiences where like, really?
Yeah,
You know,
I
they're
should have
just waiting
sound
for the
effects.
next-
Oh my
next
goodness, I need
reaction.
my Alexa because my Alexa has sound effects. I could literally play, have them do the sound effects. I'm surprised she hasn't even talked when I said her name. She's probably sleeping. She's
She knows
lazy.
I don't like her. Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, there are just a couple different things. And the reason I'm talking about this is I'm getting ready to head off for Dallas. So you guys listen to this. I will have left for Dallas on the 6th of November, and I fly for free. And the reason I fly for free is because everything goes on my Southwest credit card. So I'm in no way, I'll put the link to my Southwest card in the description. So if you want to click on the link and apply for it, you can. But I am going to tell you just a little bit about how to make money work for you. You do have to be able to be responsible with your credit card. Okay. So you can't be in debt. You can't have credit card a balance. That does not make any sense to be paying interest to earn points, because you might as well just pay for the ticket. That's just dumb. So my philosophy is you've got to be conscious, and the card that you're using is a card that's paid off every month.
Right.
So this is nothing about credit card debt. All right. So if you have credit card debt, you're probably going to want to tune into another episode of how I tell you how to stop spending money that you don't make and getting yourself deeper and deeper in debt. We'll talk about that later, but this is for those people who use your debit card all the time. And that's what we use all the time. So what I say is, if you have a credit card balance that you have a balance on, then that's fine. But for this, you have to have a card that has no balance. So you get the Southwest card, or you get whatever. If you don't want to fly, there's the Capital One. There's all this different kind of stuff out there that you can get your card, and then you set up everything for auto pay to that credit card. All right. So nothing I have goes to my bank account, except there's like two or three things, and that's because they charge me to use my credit card to pay the bill.
So your auto pay electric bill through your credit card that then gets paid off every month.
Right. So my
Your
electric
auto pay car insurance through your credit card that then gets paid off.
House payment. I don't have a house payment,
we
but
actually
it
do
did.
the same thing, but I don't try to get points. I run basically my life expenses through the credit card instead of the debit card.
Correct.
Because that's the other thing too, is if you get fraud, you don't lose any balance in the meantime while it's settled.
See, that's very smart, because debit cards are cash. So when you go to a restaurant and you eat and you hand that waiter or that waitress your debit card, you're handing them your cash. Now, most banks will get around to it, but there's so many different laws.
It takes longer.
It's like 30 days. You have 30 days for a business to tell that your card has been fraud. And maybe it's like 60 days, or even, I don't know, but it's not a long time. So if you don't check your balance all the time and you're not looking at your account, because some people don't, then someone uses your card and you don't know. And it's over that time, the bank's going to go, sorry, we don't have to really do anything about that, because the law says that you only have so many days to catch it. And so that's another reason. Another thing is why are you using your cash? You're not earning any money off of it. There was a time where some banks were giving you 25 cents every time you hit credit or debit. There was one of them that you're doing.
I didn't realize
and they were trying to get you to use it, because your cards are different when you use a debit versus credit. So, and this could have changed. So if it's changed, please let me know. But when you use a credit card, when I swipe it, the business pays a fee on that credit card. So if you come into Field of Greens and you use your credit card, then I have to pay a per transaction fee and all that stuff. And we pay between $8,000 to $9,000 a year in bank fees so that people can use their credit card at the restaurant. So then you have that balance on your credit card. You've paid nothing for it, but all the people that you use that card at, they are paying for the privilege, all different rates, to allow credit cards. So you pay that off. They don't get the interest from you, but they are making the money from the initial charge. And it's totally different. You have to have a credit card person come in because it's very, very different on who makes what money. There's like 55,000 little things that's going on in there. But when it comes to earning money, you call up and you find out where you're going to do it. You set up your card for auto pay, automatic pay off your balance. All right. So everything goes through, you eat out. You have to pay attention to your credit card now, not your bank account. And you're never gonna bounce a check. You're never gonna have an NSF fee unless you don't have enough money in your account to pay off the credit card.
Worst case, if things go awful, you just don't pay off your balance that month.
Right.
But you've got to be disciplined because can't be like you're the student who now knows about credit, and all of a sudden you got a big screen that you then take 5 years to pay off.
Right.
Or you never really pay off because you're doing minimum balances.
Right. So so you have to pay off the credit card. So this is not an expense that you're not going to be able to pay off that month. That's what that other card is for. I have a line of credit on my house. So when I need to do an expense like that, my interest rate is pretty low on my line of credit. So I'll use my line of credit and then I pay that off monthly if I need to go and buy a big purchase. So if I go and bought, like I had to go buy a water heater and I just didn't have the extra $1,200 to do that, I took that off my line of credit.
Right.
But I charged it on my credit card. Then I took my line of credit and I paid the $1,200 on my credit card. So I got the 1,200 points on my Southwest card, and then I transferred the balance to my line
just
of
doing
credit.
that by itself, does that actually build up for those people who don't have great credit histories? Does that actually help a lot? Like if you're running $2,500, let's say for some people $2,000 worth of life expenses a month through your credit card, but paying it off, that counts just as much as a $7,500 loan for a used car would.
Yeah, they're still supposed to send in your recording of your balance, and so like every once in a while, if you go check your credit, on my credit it'll say like your balance on your Southwest card is $2,400, and that's because they submitted that balance for the $2,400 to my credit report, and then the next time they get it, and it'll be like perfect payment. So yes, you are still helping it out.
So related question: when you said this is how you get your flights, so if I have just any old credit card, say mine is through USAA, because maybe it is, do I have to go set up a certain thing, or most all these cards have program?
They should.
Most of them have some type of reward stuff, or
now
does it need to be
but
that?
You need to.
But it wouldn't necessarily be for flights for me. I mean, yours is because it's Southwest, so
right? And I can buy stuff with my points if I wanted to. Like I can do hotels.
I wonder if I've been getting points, or if I have to go, if I have to go add that.
You would need to call them up and ask them what kind of perks they have.
Because you're talking, you're saying free flights for you because that's how you've been doing it, and that's a main way that Southwest credit card would help reward you for the points, but it could be other types of points for other things for other people.
Right. Well, like some of them are cash back. So like on like an American Express card or something like that, if you have a business and you're running $100,000 through on bills on a business and you have that money, why not run it through on the credit card?
You're just delaying your
and then
cash
just
payment.
Write a check for it, and you're getting all those points. So I have some clients who they'll take, like $4,000 through their points because they have so much dollars. And what they do is they apply that money to their credit card to pay it off. So like they might have $4,000 because it's cash, or Discover card used to have cash back. There's a lot of different ones, Capital One and all that stuff. I don't worry about that because literally I just want to fly. Like I just want to go on my 5 or 6 vacations a year. I need my points. My trips, I get anywhere from 50 to 80,000 points a year. When it renews, I actually have the.
Then you use so you're totally free, just redemption on all your flights. But then anything else with your travel? Same thing. You're like, I have the money for this other part of the expenses of the travel.
Right.
So let me use the same card.
Yep.
And it continues to build on itself.
I just keep building it. And then when you use your Southwest card to buy Southwest flights, let's say that my daughter doesn't have points. So I just booked her a flight to go to Florida with me. And so that was $331. So that's 662 points. Because when you book a flight on my credit card, because I have the second one where I have it, and then I get double. I get 2 points per dollar that I spend when I buy a flight on that credit card. So there's all different things that you can do to...
So is it possible then that somebody, if they have this, like I just told you, my approach is similar, but I don't do the rewards. I just go, well, it's got to help my credit, and why not just have the extra safety of it not coming right out of my account? So I'm doing that, but would someone have a different approach and pick a different credit card based on kind of what their approach is?
Yep.
Like, I do want to travel. Let me just run my life expenses that I can afford through my... And the other thing, too, is if you have a little bit extra money and you go, you know what, I got a $700 car fix, but I've got $700. You know, as long as you know that you have enough to pay it off the next month and it's not going to throw you off.
That's what I do.
Now, if you don't, let's get to, like you said, you've got the other credit card, and you don't know
you want
for
to
that few times you're using that, not very much, but when you have to. But so you might go, listen, I'm not big in the flying, but who does good deals for? Maybe I would splurge, and that's how I would get my good electronics that I otherwise don't want to pay a lot for.
Correct.
Like, of course. That's a weird thing about big screen TVs. I hear that they're kind of a lot of the discounts because they're spying on you a lot.
Yes.
And they're selling that data. But before that happened, a big screen wouldn't be $250 like it is now.
Yeah.
And
It'd
so
be
you
like
might go, well, let me save up. Let's save up. So maybe there's a card that's better for that, or I don't know, how themed they are. You just kind of have to look.
So when we get into credit cards, you have to also make sure that that you understand everything about the credit card. So I have there's a credit card at one of the banks in Topeka that allows you to do balance transfers, and then they give you no interest for, I think it's like 18 months. So what you can do is you can go to Best Buy and you can buy your $5,000 stereo TV system and put it on their no interest credit card for 2 years. But if you go one day one day over that 2 years, they add all the interest for the entire 2 years back on. So you get that 2 years, then you get the other credit card, then you transfer the balance from Best Buy over to another credit card, and you have 18 more months. But on that credit card, they don't go back to the beginning. They just start charging you interest on the balance after it's over. Yeah. So you have to understand all that, because I just got something in the mail the other day and it just made me so mad, because I had to write a check for $3,400 for my bus trip, and the next day I get checks for my credit card. I could have got 3,400 points by writing a check for my credit card, paid for the bus, then took the money and paid off the credit card. Just came a day late. But because I would have paid it off, I wouldn't have cared what it was, because it was 0% interest. But if I were to get that and I was going to have to keep the balance and pay something off, you need to read the fine print, or you need to call the credit card company.
Well, and to your point, then it's not usually a problem. But you're saying, since you're paying off every month, but if you have some situation where you're going to be using the time period that they're giving to the offer, then you definitely need to read more about the fine print.
Yeah, you need to call them and you need to say, all right, show me where it's at. So do I have to pay the interest for the full amount if I make a mistake and I don't do that? I mean, you really need to understand what's going on. Credit cards are not something to play with. They can get you in some big trouble. That's why mine is set up to automatically pay. So when I get the bill, I'm like, holy shit, $5,284. Oh, where am I going to get that from? So then I got to go transfer, because people have given me money, because I put this over here, I get it over there, and then I just make sure my bank account's got the right amount of money, and then I'm done for the day.
Or you can just be a non-consumer like me, and you just always have a little bit more than you need in your bank account.
Well, I have all my savings accounts. I have all my pods of money for certain things. So that's a whole nother podcast of.
Well, yeah, you have multiple income streams.
Yeah,
so someone with a simple situation
Yeah.
like me, one income.
Well, you just put everything in your checking account.
Yeah.
And see, I don't do that. I have multiple different accounts that money goes into, and then when I get big checks, I put all over in this account. And like I have my online account, so like for my bus trips, people pay. It goes into a totally separate account. So then when I make the credit card payment, I have to transfer the money to the right account, and I got my daughter owes me something, or this person gave me something. I got to deposit that. But I have to keep track of it.
Plus the bribe money from me for letting me be on
That's
this
right.
podcast.
That's right. Yeah, the monthly
How
bribe.
many more months do I have on that?
So that's
This
kind of what
podcast
I'm
is
saying.
expensive for me.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's kind of how it is.
And to your point, then the other thing is a lot of you guys see this in front of you on TV, but it's always about cash back for your business. You know, it's
Right.
at this point at business, it's like you can use the same concept as an individual. They're just not, business people are more likely to use that. Well, these are the costs of doing business type
Right.
of thing, and pay attention to that exact. So a lot of things are pushed more at businesses. Or I shouldn't say a lot of things, but simple stuff is not. But that type of thing, more financial. Just realize, that can work for you too.
Right.
You just have to be strategic with it.
And and the businesses that are bigger with a lot more money, they're the ones that are getting more money from paying their bills than the smaller companies who struggle every single month. That's a whole nother topic too. I talked about that, about, the poorer you are, the less benefits you really get, unless
Right.
you're really savvy, because I'm not a rich person. Well, I mean, I only make $10.2 million a year.
As far as anybody needs
Yeah,
to know.
exactly.
Good thing. Good thing we're not broadcasting.
Exactly.
This.
But this isn't live. They don't see this extravagant mansion. All my servants lined up against the wall. You guys may go.
I just hate it when they carry me like a doll down to the recording compound. It's like, let me down.
I can walk myself.
To be clear, I am not a large man, but I'm not a tiny man either. But it's still funny. I just like the idea of like all these
Somebody carrying
Brutus
you.
beefcakes.
You know what? We have that. That's my future. I have things to.
Did I just say
should add.
Brutus beefcake?
Yeah, you did.
Hey, vision board.
Vision board. We need
A
Tyson.
set-
Tyson wants brutish.
No, not me.
Beefcakes.
Your vision board. This is how misunderstandings happen. This is how bad rumors get started. So, one other thing I was going to say really quickly is that, so I've always heard, and I've always been a little confused, only if this is a minute, because I know you probably want to, but sometimes I'll go look at my balance, because I do run my life expenses through and go, maybe I should make an extra payment. And you can, on my credit card, and I'm pretty sure you can do it on my credit card. When I had a short-term car loan through there, even electronically, you could do the whole, I'm making an extra payment, make it go all the way towards the primary.
Right.
You could do, so you might want to look and see if you can do that, but if you do that extra payment, it's the same idea works for your credit card, right? If you want, you can
Right.
go.
Well, because interest is compounded daily, so if you're
what I'm
making
saying is,
payments
even
off,
if you're paying every month, you can actually save just a little bit of money by doing that little separate payment in between or earlier.
yeah,
you can't you?
Yeah, it would be because your interest is compounded daily normally. So, like, what happens is somebody comes to me and says, "I need to buy this," and it's oh, no, actually for my bus trip. So I need to pay for tickets for $5,000. And so I go and I transfer the $5,000 over. I make the charge and I go on my credit card. I pay it immediately. It's like the next day I pay the $5,000.
So
and
it might make sense if you know you've got a big expense.
Right.
Let's say, okay, I got my life expenses, but this month I also have $1,100 that needs to go towards my car.
Right.
So in that case, everything else is kind of going on its regular cycle, but it might make sense to the next day go through $1,200 of the credit card.
Right.
Because that way that extra $1,200 is not compounding.
Right. Well, but you shouldn't have any interest if you're paying it off. That's only if you're not going to pay it off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If from month to month your balance turns to zero at some point
Right.
because you made a payment.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really
I was going to say, you should have a
does
credit
it
card.
help to
There's
do
no
any-
interest. I pay no interest. If you pay it off every month there's no interest on my card. You've got to know that, because some
need to
people
look into that then.
do interest, because if you pay it off, so let's say that I left.
So maybe
if I
that's
left
just part of the deal. If you pay it off every month, okay.
But if I left $1 on there, so my balance
Right.
is, and I left $1, and then I charge $4,000, they're going to charge me interest on the whole $4,000 that I charged for that month, because I didn't pay off the whole amount. That's why I just have it set up. Just pay it off. And with Southwest, so let's say that I do
There's
have,
no selecting it. To be clear, people, the setting is not, okay, let me look and see what my balance says, what the statement says, let me go pay that amount.
Pay it
the
off.
The setting is to automatically pay off whatever
Pay
the
it
balance
off.
is.
And you can go through, like, because let's say someone gives me $3,000 for something that I put on there. I don't like money in my checking account. That's my problem, is that it's tied to a few things. And my savings and other checking accounts, they're not tied to anything, but my main checking account is, and I don't want someone to get in there and wipe it out. All right. And so they give me $3,000. I go straight online and I pay that $3,000 towards that credit card. But the problem is
Instead
that
of having the lag and the risk.
right, but the problem is that when it pays it off, it's only going to pay off the balance of it, not that $3,000 that I just put on. So then I have to go back on and pay another $3,000 because
Right.
it's going to do it. So you've got to understand how your card works, because it gets a little complicated, but
So
yeah.
you're saying the one individual one may be knocking off your auto pay?
No, it doesn't
You're not
knock.
careful?
It doesn't knock off the auto pay. It deducts the payment from the auto pay. My auto pay says your statement
okay.
balance is $4,000, and if I make a $2,000 payment before that, it's only going to pay $2,000 more. It's only going to pay the difference. It's going to pay off. But if I need to pay the $2,000 because of it's on the let's say that I charged it after the bill came to me and I want to pay that, I shouldn't pay that until that bill cycle, is what I'm saying.
You shouldn't pay ahead?
I shouldn't pay ahead for a bill that I haven't got a bill for, because it's only going to deduct that payment from my overall payment. I still haven't paid that ahead
Okay.
payment.
I didn't know that distinction either. I mean, but that said, it's not like I'm sitting there trying to make a bunch of extra payments, so that would hardly ever happen. Just once in a while I go, I'm looking at my balance. I just got a reminder. Let me just go throw some extra money just in the off chance that it saves me a little bit of interest. But I need to look that up then.
Right.
Because it does, or call them and say, listen, you guys will see that I've paid it all the way off. If this is not a situation that I need to
Get a card. You need to get a card. I actually pay a fee. It's like $99 a year on my card, but I get like 20,000 points every year. So I get points.
So it's a fee. In order for that, you allow.
I allow them to give me the fee, but I get $1 per dollar match. So every dollar I spend, I get a point. If I don't pay the fee, the $99, I only get a point per $2 I spend.
Oh, well, shoot. If your life expenses are going through that, then
Yeah, it's
that's
worth it. And then they just
not a
sent me
problem.
another one. They're like, oh, this one's $149. Like, I'm good with the $99. Like, I'm good with what I have right now. Because when my business, not if, but when my business grows and I've got millions of dollars of money flowing through, if you have a business, contact me and you're paying your bills every month and you don't have a problem with it, contact me and let's see about getting you some money for that, because you can make a lot of money.
Are you going to have to pay the Brutuses, or are they just going to get room and board?
Huh?
I mean, once you're rich and have a set of Brutus beefcakes.
Oh,
just
no.
room and board, will that be enough for them?
Well, they'll be paid staff.
Okay.
I mean, you're pretty excited about that. Go Brutus beefcake. You should see us.
Hey, Brutus. Can I go down to the compound now? No.
I need to go to the pool.
No.
All right, guys. I think we're done. If anybody has any questions, this is episode 5 in Kimology 411. Remember, this is Kimology. This is just the way I do it. There's a lot of different ways. If you go into some other people who tell you how to do financial planning, they tell you, throw away all your credit cards. Don't use your credit cards. And if you're responsible, then you can do it. If you're irresponsible, don't do it. It's not worth being irresponsible. You just pay for the flights. Use your cash. Don't don't charge up credit cards. Debt is not a good thing. You don't need debt. But I believe there's a lot of people out there that could benefit from this. So anyway, any questions, just hashtag it or comment episode 5. And I will get back with you if you want to know any more about how to make money.
Hashtag bit of money.
Hashtag bit of honey.
I got our two subjects mixed up. Hashtag bit of honey. Hashtag Halloween candy. No, I don't mean hashtag. I just mean, remember we asked that question earlier.
Yeah, tell us.
Bit of money.
This is Julie. It's really good.
I eat $100 bills for dinner.
That's how I tell if they're counterfeit.
That's right. They don't taste right.
And spit. Spit it out.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for giving us this time. We appreciate our listeners and are excited that our show's growing so fast. Make sure to comment in our Facebook group, Chemology 411. And if you haven't joined, why not? Do it now. All right. Thanks, Tyson, for helping make Chemology 411 so awesome.
You are welcome. I got nothing much else to say that I need to say right now. Except thank you, everybody, for listening. Also, Scales of Truth still messing around with that episode on prostate-specific antigen. Very important episode, and I'm just becoming too anal about it instead of organizing and getting it out there. I did. Prostate specific.
You said anal.
Did not mean that at all. I'd like to take credit for that wit, and I usually am witty.
You know what, though? You should give me credit for catching it.
You absolutely get all the wit credits there are. But anyway, it will be a good episode, and I keep messing with it and tinkering it. I know the subject more and more, but I just need to. I started the other night, and then it's like I'm not sounding authoritative enough, so I'm like, I'll go back to the outline. I was going to do like a quick 15-minute episode.
We've talked about this, right?
Yes, we've talked about it. Sorry, Kim. I'll do better. Anyway, should be fun, and I also put up some sports episodes over there, too. So thanks for letting me coexist in the universe of Chemology.
Awesome.
For another week.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk to you guys soon. Please make sure to keep going on all your adventures. Bye-bye, guys.